I did this video as a response to another YouTube content creator that talks about reselling, and he's been doing it for a while. Um, he's incredibly successful in the arena of reselling apparel, clothes. I think he did shoes at one point. But this is a Daily Refinement, who I look up to in a way because he's had a good deal of success. I guess gross revenue is into the millions of dollars right now, and he's doing this with a staff of about, I think, 3 to 4 people to help him along. But he's done it well. He's had, much like a lot of us who get into doing e-commerce for the first time, has had his fair share of ups and downs. He did a video or a live stream just the other day, actually yesterday to be exact, so 20 hours ago. And he did a live stream, a Q&A. eBay is getting ready to give sellers a raise. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Talk about how it might actually parallel in a way to what we as coin collectors, silver stackers, and things like that, we could take advantage of. And just kind of see if what he's saying is, in a way, everlasting, or is this just like kind of like a momentary thing? Because as we all know, the world changes in the funniest of ways. It's probably a good deal of you had already heard that Bed Bath & Beyond filed for bankruptcy, and they're going to be closing all their stores. So, I know we talk about coins and currency, but how does one store affect the entire landscape of the retail world? It's real simple. Okay, you take out one piece of competition, and then whatever slice of pie that was will end up getting distributed equally to everyone else. That includes your Amazons of the world, your Walmarts, your Targets, things like that. So, it's feast or famine out there in the retail world, and obviously getting ahead is all about kind of adapting to the marketplace. When the marketplace changes, you change with it. Some people are definitely, you guys again have heard this before, people are resistant to change, but it's one of the most constant things that we go through in the world of retail and e-commerce. So if you're able to, in a way, adapt to the changes and to pivot correctly and set yourself up, then that's where some of the success comes in. Now, what Daily Refinement was talking about how eBay is getting ready to give sellers a raise, has everything to do with the productivity of the people that operate an eBay store, or it could be any sort of platform. It could be Whatnot, it could be Shopify, it could be an Amazon seller account, things like this, because he talked about bare minimums, okay? And it's like, well, I can only work 10 hours a week. Well, what's the likelihood that you'll get hired by that employer if you've limited your availability to 10 hours? I mean, it is what it is, right? If you're looking for a part-time job, then maybe there are better options. Obviously, if I need a part-time job, I'll resell more stuff, and then easily make that extra $200 to $300 a week, work by doing something that I know I'm proficient at, rather than, going out and say, I'm going to go ahead and, do DoorDash, or I'm going to go and work part-time at XYZ company, So in a way, adapting to a new world where a lot of the sales activity is online now, and that same goes for the coin world. Coin dealers are disappearing, not as fast as a rate as they used to 15 years ago. I mean, if you were a coin dealer during the 2000s, so from about 2000 to 2009, and you made it all the way through that 10-year period, and then you hit the Great Recession, and people were offloading their coins, their precious metals. The price had shot up, around 2011. So if you were a coin shop that operated and survived kind of like the doldrums of the market, which was the early 2000s, then you would have done okay. Because all you had to do is reach that point where, the world turns into, crap. And then you have all these people that are looking to sell. And then you have an equal and probably bigger base of people that want to invest in things like collectible numismatic items and silver, gold, and all that. So we're kind of like back to that area of opportunity today, where silver is more desirable than it ever has been. Gold, it's kind of like it's got that support floor of $2,000 an ounce, which is crazy. But it's a crazy world, and sometimes right now, this is like the difficult part of where we're in right now with the precious metals market, in that you have to pay more to obtain some of the same stuff that just 60 days ago, they were easier to get at spot, or maybe even a little bit less than that. So if you're looking for example, Silver Eagles, and you as a buyer, a dealer, or whatever, you're not paying the spot, you're paying above spot. In some cases up to what, $4 to $7 above spot when you're a buyer, and that's kind of like the wholesale rate. Obviously, you could be a dealer, and there are dealers out there that say, I'll give you spot for it. But in today's world, for the premium silver bullion, dealers and all that, they're asking for more money for those, and they're giving it. But at the same token, they're also selling it for $10-15 over spot. But again, it's kind of hard to pivot with stuff like that. The market just kind of like turns immediately. It's very gradual, like it's an overnight thing. Of course, when you have a big bank like the Silicon Valley Bank going under, obviously that's like news that shakes the world to the point where, okay, I gotta call the coin dealer, like right in that moment of time, to go and buy. But guess what? Everybody else is doing that same thing. So that's kind of like where we're at on eBay. Daily Refinement had mentioned that the platform is going to pay much more attention to the people who sell on there, that are pretty much more completionists when they're putting together a listing. Having the correct kind of like just being able to fill in all of the blanks about the item, so that way it's easier to find. And where the whole raise thing comes into play that you had talked about is, if you're able to list your items, and then, by the way, he's talking about items that have a quick turnaround, stuff that's popular right now, like trending items is clothing is one of the big ones. Right now, coins and precious metals is like one of the top tier things. But if you're able to get on the ground floor of something that is hot in today's market, whatever that is, it just has to have a high turnover volume, high sales volume, things like that. And you're able to execute on actually doing the shipments and all that great stuff, and then you're getting them out on a timely manner, they're going to put you up in the algorithms of the traffic. All right. So what that means is more sales. More sales equates to more money in your pocket. And that's kind of where the raise comes into play. But he also talked about doing just enough, right? Like, what's the bare minimum? If someone says, well, I only list 10 items a week or 10 items a day, and it's like, that's my bare minimum. It's like, well, you're not going to move the needle as much as you wanted to. It's like he had it akin to a guy making $36,000 a year working at his employment. He makes $750 a week, and he wants to make more money, but it's like he's stuck in kind of like this complacency kind of complex when it comes to workplace productivity, and just like being comfortable where you're at and not trying to take the next step to elevate where you're at. And it's all very similar to the e-commerce world. If you're the type of person that only lists 2 or 3 items on eBay, or if all you do is the bare minimum when you're trying to resell your items, maybe not necessarily eBay, but other platforms as well, even social media, there's a way that you can resell on there. If you're just going to do the bare minimum, you're going to receive the bare minimum back. So that's in a nutshell kind of like what he was talking about. Because again, eBay is one of those platforms that hits a stride at just the right moment, and then it kind of sticks and it continues on through the future until like the next wave of whatever news or whatever. We've had the SVP bank closure, along with a few others, Bed Bath and Beyond, and you see all these kind of like dominoes falling. And just in a matter of like the last 45 to 60 days, there was enough like earth-shattering kind of like stuff that was happening that adversely affects the market. And if you're on top of those things, okay, you have to be ready to strike. Like the moment I found out that the whole Silicon Valley Bank thing, was happening, was, oh crap. Well, it's a good thing I bought, $1,000 in silver a week ago, because if you would have did that a week later from that realization, you probably, I'm not going to say you 2x your money, but you made quite a bit. You're probably up 50-60% at that point. But the difference between this complacency area that you have here to pivoting on the fly to something that is more, I guess, adapting to the real world and how it's ever shape-shifting every single day, that's where a lot of the success is going to come around. But a part of that as well is your productivity during the times where there's nothing newsworthy that shakes up the market. Instead of listing 10 items per day, try and reach for that. Maybe do 12 or 15, do the extra amount of effort. And when you have more items available with all the right keywords, and you have like the listing title all set up correctly, so that way it's searchable in algorithms, then you're going to achieve more sales. Okay. It's a premise that is very similar to playing the lottery. It's like, do you have a better chance of winning when you have 0 tickets, 1 ticket, or 10 tickets, or 1,000 tickets, right? It's throwing and casting out your fishing line multiple times to have a better chance of realizing sales, of realizing further success, because when you see it, and it's kind of like tangible to you, like, man, and sometimes you may not see it right away, especially when you're starting out, because when you start out with your own eBay account, whether it's a personal account or a business one, there's the buildup, but you can expedite and speed up that buildup again by the power of productivity. If you increase your productivity 2x of what you normally do at the very beginning, then you're going to hit that point where eBay is going to start taking off all these shackles, because they limit you as far as like, you can only list up to X amount of dollars or X amount of product onto an eBay account when it's brand new. But you could speed that up to where you have all these shackles taken off within the first 30 to 45 days. But again, how much you put in is what you get out of it. So that's why I wanted to talk about. I think Daily Refinement had some pretty nice sage advice like he normally does. I guess there was a new Netflix show on called How to Get Rich or something like that I didn't even know existed. So I might have to check that out. It's very interesting press for sure. And, for those of you that are getting out into eBay and you guys are either there or still there, think a lot about, the amount of productivity that you put into it, and ask yourself kind of like this really kind of game-changing question. Am I doing enough? And what can I do more to enhance it? You know, there are things that we do in life that sometimes it doesn't make any sense. We're sometimes we're creatures of habit. You know, one of the things I used to do, and it wasn't necessarily healthy, when I was living in the Bay Area, I went to Starbucks twice a day because I was an accounts executive for a transportation company, and I was always going out meeting clients. But a part of that is I'm on the road more. I'm constantly going through drive-throughs. Starbucks was kind of like my weak spot and all of this. But when you look at the bigger picture, you're thinking to yourself, my goodness, did I really just spend $800 in Starbucks in 1 month? You know, so you look at things like that. It kind of makes you not only you realize it, you gain perspective, but also it's an effectual change that happens immediately. Like we ended up doing more coffee at home. I took great big thermoses with me, things like that. But you know, it's business is the same. If you're going to do this as a casual type of side hustle thing, or you're going to turn it into an actual business, like guys like Kingdom Currency is right now, you know, it's all about the execution. There's different levels of that. It doesn't matter where you're at in the game. So hopefully this little bit of a video give you guys a little inspiration. I know it can be a little bit tough. I think a lot of people struggle more with the overall identity of a coin, identifying what they have, and you know, thinking that they have something, but in reality, it's something completely different. But you know, when we foster the educational part in the beginning, and we take the time to add that to our personal goal development, amazing things are going to happen. They always do, because with knowing comes learning, comes all of the extra added benefits through it all. So yeah, that's kind of like my message. You know, thanks to Daily Refinement. You guys ought to check him out. You know, it's probably the best eBay guru online, along with, you know, he does a lot of business on Whatnot as well. But yeah, it was good to talk to you guys. Whatever you guys are doing, keep plugging along. All right. Find out what you can do to move that needle a little bit closer to where you want to be. All right. And then make it a reality. And you don't have to dream about it anymore. All right. Sometimes we get caught up in the actual dream and keeping it there, you know, because it's safer and it's like more fun, you know, just to kind of like think about it more. But the action of doing it and getting there, man, that's so much more fun. And that's like success is contagious, because once you've hit that one bit of success, you'll want to continue to do that, and you just keep on trucking, you know. So that's it. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to be on later this evening for my Whatnot stream. We're doing a good old Tuesday night auction. A lot of affordable type coins. We got some early copper. We have some silver as well. And we have the referral link down below. If you haven't signed up yet, if you sign up under my link, it's either going to be in the description box or pinned to the comment section of this video. You could earn yourself $15 in store credit that you could use right away. So get $15 off your order, or you could use it to buy yourself some free stuff, whether on my platform or some other Whatnot account. You know, it's all usable the same way. And yeah, it's going to be later tonight, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys there in the Central and Mountain Time zones, you guys know where you're at there. Let's see, anything else happening? Not particularly. I have a feeling that our third installment of the American Women Quarters, I believe, is coming out either the end of May or June. So always look out for that. You know, someone had asked me, Sean, what can I get right now that is so dummy proof that I can end up making a little bit of money, even if I just 2x my money? I was like, dude, bankrolls. Unopened, sealed, solid date bankrolls. They're all over the place. 2023s of everything. The bestseller are pennies. obviously, all right, because it's the number one most widely collected coin denomination in the US right now. So, yeah, do that. Do lots of 5, like I talked about, put up 10, 15 lots of those. And, probably 3x your money there. If you had $2.50 in pennies, it's going to be way more than 3x. Yeah, people have been selling those for quite a bit more, like 20, 25 bucks for $2.50 face value. And another thing is sealed bank straps with the BEP paper strip. Yeah, you can 2x your money off those right now. So just a few ideas for you to consider if you're kind of struggling to find something that sells. Those are a couple things that are very reliable in today's market. Plus, they are a type of sealed equity, so people are indeed investing in things like that. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Sorry to keep you guys all morning, but yeah. And again, thanks to Daily Refinement. Go ahead and check them out at their YouTube channel. That's it. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for all your views and support as we head on to 400,000 subs, which we got a little ways to go. All right. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. All right. Peace.